What's up, mountain goers, trail crushers, and road warriors? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the grind, and welcome back to the season 2, episode 1. And the whole season will be about the prep of Transgrancanaria 2025, happening in February 21st. I'm so excited about that. We have 14 weeks in front of us. Well, now only 13 weeks in front of us. It's right behind the corner. So we need to train, we need to grind. So I will talk about the race and some details about the race, then about the structure of these episodes and this whole series. And then I will talk through this week of training and also the VO2 max test I did. So let's dive in. So Transgrancanaria Classic is 126 kilometers with almost 7,000 meters of elevation gain, happening in February 21st, Friday, starting at 23:59 or 11:59 p.m. So at midnight, and you're starting in Las Palmas in the north part of the island, and you go through whole island, through all the mountains, down to Maspalomas, so 126 kilometers. Very excited about that race, and it's going to be also a new challenge because I never started at night, during the night, so we will go without a sleep, and for whatever amount of hours. The winning time this year was, I believe, 13 hours and 40 minutes. So that's a fast one. I know the Courtney Walter, she did 15 hours something. So if the legend like her did 15 something, then I guess I will be slower than that. But we will see. And it's also a special race for me because this year I started learning Spanish, and I'm thinking about moving to Spain in the near future, in next 1 to 3 years. So running it in Spain is a special moment for me, so it's an extra motivation for me to perform well. And yeah, as I said, super excited about the structure of these episodes. It's going to be similar as was the season 1, so I will document how I train basically day by day, plus the nutrition and recovery. And I will always try to also talk about the theories and research and ideas and thoughts behind what I do and why I'm doing that. And also I will always try to provide some extra value, some extra ideas you can take to your training. So it's not going to be just pure entertainment for you, but also educational. At least I hope it's going to be like that. And so yeah, let's dive in. What was happening this week? We have less than 14 weeks, and I started the prep actually 2 weeks ago. As I came back from US, I took a couple of days very easy, and then November 11th, Monday, I started with the VO2 max blog, did 2 VO2 max sessions, but starting slower or easier, I did only 8 times first 90 seconds and then 8 times 2 minutes, because I didn't want to push it too fast, too early, too soon. I did that mistake last year when I started straight away with 5 times 4 minutes, and basically I injured myself. This time I'm being smarter. I turned 30 this year, so I'm being smarter, I'm being better, and hopefully without any unnecessary small injuries or obviously big injuries. About the structure of the training and of the week, Monday is always either off day or very easy day, only doing biking but no running. And then Tuesday, Thursday are normally the speed sessions or speed days. Wednesday, Friday, easy aerobic days, and then Saturday, a long trail run or sometimes on a treadmill, plus big strength training focusing on lower body and legs, and then Sunday either like uphill session on a treadmill or a long bike. So this week, Tuesday, I did 8 times 2 minutes again, but I decreased the rest, so that's the difference compared to last week what I did. And you can see the session here, and it was good, but it still wasn't enough stimulate, enough stress to have the proper adaptation, proper VO2 max adaptation. I still hit only like 156, maybe 160 heart rate, but nowhere near VO2 max, being almost at the maximum heart rate. So I will need to increase the length of the reps, or I can also increase the incline, but I think first I will increase the length and then we will see what's going to happen. Then Wednesday, Thursday, just very easy days because I will need to be fresh and ready for Friday's VO2 max test in the lab. So you can see here I did only easy bike, easy run, and no strength training, as I didn't want to have any unnecessary soreness in the legs and in the body. And then Friday, VO2 max test. So let's jump into Friday and let's see what happened. And then I will talk through the results and what does it mean for future training and upcoming weeks. So let's dive in.
Happy Friday. It's morning and doing the 20 minutes warm-up, and then I'm going to the lab for the performance test, for the VO2 max test, aka spirometry. So I'm very excited, very curious about the results, and not even about the VO2 max itself. It's not that important to me, but rather the thresholds and also the metabolic cart, meaning the ratio of fat and carb burning at different paces and efforts. So very curious about that, but especially thresholds, super important for ultra running, especially the first one. So I want to just know the numbers, although you need to take it with a grain of salt. Still just a test in isolation on a treadmill with a specific protocol. So we'll see. And if you want to get better, you need to measure things. Oh my god, so loud here, so loud. Let's get it.
So the VO2 max test, aka spirometry, measures the gas exchange and analyze it, and based on that you can measure and find your ventilatory thresholds and VO2 max. And if you also have the metabolic cart in that test that measures the fat versus carb oxidation. Part of the test was also ECG and spirometry, so the capacity and the function of the lungs. And the protocol was, I was starting at 5k per hour, so basically just walking for 3 minutes, and then every minute they increase the speed by 1 kilometer per hour till you will die. And several interesting information and data I found, and also I have some theories what I can do, what I can improve, and what I can change. But let's see the results. So first, the fat max occurred quite early, quite soon already, as you can see, at 7:28 pace and 9 kilometers per hour speed, and at the 118 HR. Here I also have the theory that maybe like the best practice is to have a normal classic breakfast you would normally have, and then not eating anything for 2-3 hours before the test. I had also a high carb drink during the warm-up and literally seconds before the test, And I think that could influence the fat max, because basically the body and mind were thinking, okay, carbs are coming, we can shut off the fat max and use only carbs. So maybe that was influenced by that, and that's maybe why it is lower, but I don't have 100% answer, so I don't know. If it's true and it's that low, then I really need to improve it, because having fat max already at 118 beats per minute is super early, and even when you will walk uphill those steep hills, mountains, in any race, you will be over 118 beats per minute for sure. Anyway, LT1 happened at 12 kilometers per hour and at a pace 5 minutes per K and 133 heart rate. LT2 at 16 kilometers per hour, 345 pace and 167 HR. And the max, the VO2 max happened at 20 kilometers per hour, 3 minutes pace and 181 heart rate. We can also calculate the percentage of LT1 and LT2 from the VO2 max. So basically LT1 is at 66%, LT2 at 89%. That shows that my LT2 is well developed, and maybe I don't need to focus that much at threshold work and threshold workouts, because I would just have marginal gains. But what I really need to improve is LT1 and the fat max. So LT1 is at 66%. So it's not like the worst result, but it's definitely could be higher, over 70%. And LT1 is super important for these long ultra running events. So that's something I need to improve. And then, yeah, if the fat max data is right, then I need to improve that as well. But also, as I said, this is just one test in isolation on a treadmill in quite a warm room with a very specific protocol. So even though it's a good benchmark, I will also take it with a grain of salt, all the information. And then again, I will also retest in January, so to see if I improved, especially the LT1 in fat max, and also where is the VO2 max and the second threshold. So nevertheless, very interesting test and interesting data. Also found by the spirometry that the lungs are functioning very well and the capacity is actually not bad. So maybe doing all those breathing exercises are doing something. I will continue with that, and hopefully I will see even bigger improvement in January. So yeah, that was the test. That was a great experience. Just a reference, I did the same test in 2020 and my second threshold, for example, was only at 14k speed per hour, and the first one was at 11, and the VO2 max was also only 52 something. So you can see the improvement there as well. Anyway, after the test, I went to the gym, and basically one session per week is more focused on ankles, hips, and core. So I'm doing the lunges here with elevated foot, and also kind of like mimicking what you would experience on the trails, where you will definitely not be on the nice, smooth, even surface. So improving the range of motion and improving the strength in that range of motion for the ankles is something I think is very beneficial for everybody. And because I had the injury in the ankle in May, I really want to make sure that I'm as strong as I can be. And then smashing the core, I really enjoy these heavy core exercises and sets. And I would also say that many people are normally just doing like planks and dead bugs and these kind of exercises. Yeah, they're nice, but why not to actually smashing your core and using heavy weight as you would do with any other muscle? That's just my 2 cents, I would say. If you don't want to be weak as fuck. And also while I was running, I was listening to the podcast, the Swap podcast, but by David and Megan Roche. Very good educational podcast. I love all the information there. And in this episode, they were discussing the newer research about the durability and about the relationship of fat and carb oxidation. For the durability, is very interesting information. I would suggest, if you're interested in this, listen to the podcast. It's good one. And basically under the line, we could say that the athlete who can eat the most carbs even later, deeper in the race, after 10 hours, 12 hours, that athlete can be very dangerous and very competitive. So anyway, that will be it for the week 1. Also, I would say as a disclaimer that even though I'm a coach, it doesn't mean that I have definite answers for everything. I definitely don't have, and I'm learning as I go. I'm reading the research. I'm very interested in all kind of things related to endurance training, all the principles and theories. But also I like to experiment, and also I can be wrong a lot of times. So I'm very open to have healthy discussions. So if you're interested, feel free to comment in the comment section and we can discuss these things. In the next episode, I will talk about how I'm creating the training plan and how I'm dividing the training plan to different phases and what I do in those phases and why I'm doing that, and also how I will adjust the training based on this recent data. So if you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like the video and share. And with that, I will end the episode 1, season 2 of Transgrancanaria 2025 prep here. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.